Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons & Dragons advice video on alternate artifacts. Before I get into this though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page over on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including 3 of the 4 pictured here. Well, these 3 are pictured. There's a 4th one as well. This is the fantasy western series Drifters. At its heart, it's a shoot 'em up fist fighting western. But it includes everything I could think of. Time travel, alternate dimensions, magic, monsters, necromancy, vampires. I mean, everything is in here. Everything except for aliens and spaceships. Yeah, it's all in there. So if you enjoy quirky weird, there's a 4th one. It's Drifters, Drifters 2 Chaotic West, Drifters 3 Sands of Blood. The 4th one is called Dynasty of the Heretic. So if you enjoy a quirky read, my author page is right up your alley, let me tell you. Hope you find something you like. Hope you enjoy reading it. All right. Alternate artifacts. As the Dungeon Master, you have a great leeway in the use, powers, effects, and placement of treasure. One of my favorite plot twists is to throw into the mix something that they're not expecting. A weird quirk to an otherwise well-known and relatively standard magic item. When you do this to an artifact, you can throw even the most experienced player for a loop. And remember though, you have to maintain consistency, so if you make it this way, it has to stay this way through the whole thing. Okay. Perhaps a dancing sword forces the wielder to dance for 1d4 rounds once the dancing weapon is sheathed. Perhaps the arrow of direction only works properly 6 days of the week, and the other day, randomly determined of course, gives a false direction. Or gives a direction that can't possibly be true. Perhaps the eyes of the eagle actually changes the user's mouth into a beak and forces him to eat only worms while he's wearing it. Perhaps the gauntlets of ogre power actually polymorph the wearer into an actual ogre for 1d6 turns per day. Once a week. You know, weird stuff like that. Now, how you do this, of course, if you choose to do it, is completely up to you. I recommend that the more powerful the magic item, the more you screw with them. Artifacts, of course, give the most opportunity for such hijinks. One of the best ones I ever did was in a campaign that I ran several decades ago. The group found the axe of the dwarvish lords. There were no dwarves in the group, so when one of the elves picked it up, he became instantly obsessed with keeping it. The axe granted all the powers as per the book. I didn't shortchange the player there. The hijinks started as soon as the elf picked up the axe. First, the obsession to keep the axe above and beyond all else. That was, literally an obsession. They slept with it. They wouldn't give it up for nothing. Second, the elf slowly, over a 3-week period, began to metamorph into a real dwarf. Not polymorph, magical, but real change. After all, this is an artifact, remember. And third, the elf gained an overriding hatred of other elves, whatever race they were, and this guy was an elf, so there you go. He wanted to lead the dwarven armies into battle to conquer the elven lands. It became a major thing in that campaign. Fortunately for the group and the elf player, they had a number of really sharp members who almost immediately realized something was amiss. They were able to knock the elf unconscious and get the axe from him. When he woke up, the axe was gone. Problem solved. The axe, of course, surfaced later. This is where the problems I was telling you about came in. The axe surfaced in the hands of a dwarven lord who was determined to conquer the Orcan tribes. After some investigation, they figured out that an orc stumbled on the axe, which they'd tossed into a deep crevasse. You can have so much fun with this. And I wouldn't recommend going as far as that, but because you can really screw with the party doing things like that. But don't go overboard. But make it so that they have an out. But you can make it so that the artifact or the item in question can really mess with the dynamics of your campaign. This particular one here turned the dwarves into like this juggernaut of mass destruction, and it had the players actually fighting to defend the orcs. That was just absolutely crazy. Yeah, it adds different dynamics to the game, and it allows you to screw with players who think they know everything. That's the beauty of it. But again, consistency. Whatever you establish as canon, you have to maintain throughout the thing. You can't change it up. You know what I'm saying? Unless you make a different artifact. At any rate, again, I'm not telling you how to run your game. I'm giving you options to try to make your game a little more interesting. I hope this finds everybody well. And if anybody else has any more information, any different advice, stick it in the comments. I don't know everything. Maybe I forgot something. But if you have anything else, stick it in the comments. I'm sure we'd all love to read them. And these videos are supposed to be for informational purposes, so I don't mind. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.